Hi everyone, thank you for joining our April Brokers Business Accelerator. Today we have our Los Angeles broker, Omar Hellman, our Northern California broker, Jeff Green, and our San Diego broker, Tom Bullock. Shelley Hoyseth, Senior Loan Officer with our preferred lender Movement Mortgage, will be joining us and we'll be discussing the Movement loan process. Before we begin, I would just like to say how happy we are to now offer a ton of great free marketing tools to all of our agents, and these are available in the AJI University. Our goal is to always give back to our agents by offering the newest tools and technology to you. None of this would be possible without you and your amazing amount of agent referrals to AJI. As Allison James continues to grow, with agents referring other agents to our brokerage, we will be able to provide more of these tools to you. And remember, you can earn a monthly or yearly residual payment simply by having an agent join us. All you need to do is contact Jeff Jabora or Alicia Aratari in our National Growth and Development Department and provide them with the contact information of the agent who you would like to refer over. And with that being said, I would like to now pass it over to Shelley Hoyseth. Good morning, Shelley.
Good morning, Victoria. Good morning, California Allison James agents and anyone else that might be joining us. I thought this morning, I've kind of been hearing a little bit of buzz, a lot of people talking more and more about flips or, just various different projects, renovations, that kind of thing. So I thought it would be good to speak a little bit for a minute about renovation loans. Movement Mortgage does have dedicated team of underwriters, processors, specifically for renovation loans. We offer the FHA 203K streamline and the full 203K. We also offer the conventional renovation programs, which there's one in particular that actually can be used for investors. But for the most part, I'm just going to chat briefly about the 203K, since that seems to be the one that's the most common used for homeowners that are going to be living in the property. What I love about this program is it lets first-time home buyers, or any home buyer really, that wants to be able to take advantage of getting that sweat equity but doesn't have a bunch of cash. So people with just 3.5% down can come in, say their budget is $400,000. Well, if they find a house that's $350 or $300, it can need anything as small as, I don't like those countertops, to we're going to rip this house off of the foundation and put a new house back on the same foundation. It literally is that expansive of the options. The one thing to keep in mind is with FHA, pool renovations are maxed out to $1,000. With the conventional home style program, luxury items are allowed, like pools and ponds and those type of things. So that's when we would use the conventional option. But I love that a homeowner can go in, put minimum down payment, same qualifications as any other FHA loan or conventional for that matter. They don't have to be highly qualified, and they can go in and get the work done. You can also roll in up to 6 months of mortgage payments, so someone's not paying rent or double mortgage payments while they're doing the renovations. I just really love this product, and what you guys as agents need to know is that we can close them in the same amount of time that you would do any other closing. So since our process is so quick and we're usually closing in 20 days or less, basically you just add about 2 weeks for the bids to get in, and then we could close it on a normal 30-day time frame. So don't be afraid to use a renovation loan. Anytime you see a listing or you have a listing that's listed conventional only, cash or conventional, ask that listing agent, why are you saying it's cash or conventional? Usually it's because they think it's not going to pass a VA or FHA appraisal. So if that's the case and they're worried about the condition, talk to me about a renovation loan. Don't let that opportunity slip by for your buyer. We are having a seminar. Our head guy, John Mitros, who heads up our entire renovation department, is flying in. He's doing a series of events down in the San Diego County area. And we will be having one for those of you that are within a reasonable distance to San Diego, Thursday the 28th, this Thursday from 1:30 to 3, and it's downtown in our Hillcrest Movement Mortgage office. So if you have an interest in joining that, let me know. Otherwise, we will plan on doing another renovation class that we can do exclusively for the Allison James agents that we have a little more time for marketing. But if you want to attend this one, just let me know. Otherwise, that's it for me, and I'm going to pass it off to Omar Helmand, our LA and Orange County broker.
Shelley, thank you very much. All of that information was extremely useful. I think a lot of the agents could benefit from adding that in their portfolio. Our next speaker will be Tom Bullock from our San Diego office, and Tom will be speaking about some marketing tips. So Tom, take it over, please.
Great. Thank you, Omar. I appreciate it. For those of you from San Diego that have attended my training classes and agents that I'm currently coaching, you've heard some of this before, but I am a firm believer that in our marketing arena, the strongest position we have is with our current and past clients. So I encourage everyone to go out and develop systems that allows you to keep in a continual contact with your past clients, whether it be birthday cards, anniversary cards, any kind of happy holiday cards, newsletters that you'll be sending out information regarding the status of that client's home in terms of where the value is in its current marketplace. I have found in my experience time and time again that agents put blinders on. They'll get a client, they'll sell a home, whether it's a listing or a buyer, and they'll close that escrow and boom, they're on to the next sale. And they do not keep in contact with their past clients. Your past clients is your best resource. When the referral comes in from a past client, 70% of your job is already done. When you contact that referral contact, you are already have been given credibility by your previous client. The resistance is down. You'll find that new referral to be very receptive to setting an appointment, and when you walk in to do your presentation, whether it's a buyer presentation or a listing presentation, you will find that being able to close on that client will be much easier and much more accepting. So I have found that a good product for that type of activity, if you're newer in the business, you can just do it manually. You don't need to go out and spend money to develop a referral or a contact system. If you've been in the business for a while and you haven't been faithful to your past clients in terms of keeping in touch with them, then one of the recommendations I give is top producer. You develop a program and a system and a schedule each and every week where you go through and you reach out to each and every one of your clients. You should be reaching out 1 or 2 times a month minimum, in my opinion, and that way your name, your face, what you do is going to be current on their mind, so that when you do reach out for them and call them just to see how things are going in your voice to voice, that reminds them that you are still in the business, that you are still taking care of your clients, and that they can recommend their friends and family to you and be assured that they're going to be in good hands. Just one quick story here in closing. One of my top producers in one of my previous offices, he helped a client purchase a home. It was an entry-level price point, and they were so satisfied with his service. She went to work the next day and really recommended Brian to help them purchase their homes. And again, this was all entry-level type purchases. One of the customers or clients that came out of that recommendation to Brian, they sold that home eventually, used Brian again, and moved up and moved up and moved up. About 3-4 years ago, Brian received a call from the husband, and the husband said, "My brother-in-law is coming into town from Northern California, and he's looking to buy a new home, and he's going to be in the $1 million price point range. Can you help him?" Of course, Brian said, "Sure." So Brian headed down to the airport on Saturday morning, picked him up, took him around the Rancho Santa Fe Del Mar marketplace, showed him a bunch of homes. The guy didn't find anything he liked. He says, well, I'm going to come back next weekend. Let's look in the $2 to $2.5 million range. So Brian did his research. The next Saturday he goes down and picks him up. They shows him in the $2.5 million range. Again, the guy didn't see anything he wants. And then because Brian was dropping him off at the airport on Saturday, the guy says, listen, let's look in the $4 million and up range. I'm interested in seeing what's available there. So the guy comes back in town a couple of weeks later. Brian shows him what's going on, and while they're having lunch, Brian says, develop the relationship, and I don't know much about you, but can you help me understand how you've gone from $1 million to over $4 million in the purchase? As it turned out, the guy was the number 3 man with Facebook. And so that entry-level buyer led him to the number 3 man with Facebook, and because that gentleman was so satisfied with the service, the Facebook top executives have all formed an investment group, and they use Brian for all of their San Diego purchases. They do investment properties along the coastline. So what that has led Brian to is a very healthy income in the last 3 or 4 years. And so, you know, I just feel I can't emphasize enough how important it is to keep in touch with that past clientele that you have and work that list all the time. Omar, that's all I have.
Tom, that's really, really excellent. So do you have anything specific that you would suggest outside of top producer? What type of marketing do you think works best for most of the agents that are not reaching out? What should they be doing right away? Should they be making calls? Should they be reaching out?
Exactly. I think if you have not been in contact with a certain percentage of your database, then the first step in going back to them and reconnecting would be a personal call. I wouldn't just start sending out newsletters. You can do that, but I think to be totally effective, we're a people business, and technology is important and is needed. But what it really boils down to is face-to-face, voice-to-voice contact. And so, like I said, you should be reaching out at least on a quarter, if not monthly, on a quarterly basis to your database. And of course, as that database grows, you know, you may have to extend that out a bit. But if you do it on a religious basis, people, when they run into family, friends that are going to buy or sell, your name is going to be at the top of the list. And so I think that personal contact, that personal touch is so important.
That's great. Yeah, I think a lot of agents tend to forget that we are in a people business, and technology is so prevalent these days that we forget to just pick up the phone and make a call or go face-to-face and have a cup of coffee with our past clients, which certainly can help down the line with future referrals, as you mentioned. Transitioning into something that's pretty relevant when we are doing any type of advertising to past clients or future clients. We want to make sure that all of our information, any type of advertising all of our agents are doing, must be submitted to advertising review at allisonjames.info. I'll repeat it. If you have any type of marketing material that you need to get approval on, please submit the material to advertising review at allisonjames.info. That way you know that everything that you have on that marketing material is within compliance, and you'll get the approval, and then you can send it out to your past clients or marketing materials to your farm, however you decide you want to proceed with that. So that's the first step of it. The second step is making sure you have the proper information. So a lot of agents tend to forget certain things. Just remember, the CAR homepage has a legal section. You can always go under their section if you have questions about it, and advertising and the information that you need on your advertising pieces is listed there. Specifically, you have to have your office address and your company name, your BRE number, and so forth. So there's a lot of detail that will go into each marketing piece that you want to make sure you have. Our state broker, Jeff Green, has some information for you about rejected offers. Jeff, go ahead and take it away.
All right. Great to hear this wonderful information. I just really want to compliment the brokers that we have every day that I work with these folks, I am getting more and more impressed with the knowledge base that we have for our firm. And I want to give a shout out to Mary Jane Morris. She's not playing hooky today. She's actually ill, and I think she's probably listening in, but her voice was all scratchy, and she was having a tough day with some bug that's going around. So let me talk a little bit about rejected offers. So we are entering into, in most markets in Northern California and Southern California, a climate in which the inventory is very lean and people are writing multiple offers. If you're working with a buyer, you're going to be writing a lot of offers. You must keep those offers, and they must be uploaded to SkySlope. And if you want to know what the policy is on that and how to do it, it's really easy. Just go to our FAQ site, faqs.allisonjames.info, and search in the search bar for rejected offers. It's not enough to hang on to those yourself and keep them in your computer, but we do have a place in SkySlope. So once they're in there and we see that the rejection has been acknowledged by the listing agent, you're off the hook for storage. It's now in our system. But let's talk about what happens if you're the listing agent. And here's where this can bite you really hard. You put a property on the market, there's 3 or 4 offers, and you go over the offers with your client and make your recommendations. The client selects an offer. Everybody else is, they're maybe discouraged, the client's upset, and they want to make sure that that offer was really presented. There have already been lawsuits and BRE complaints throughout California on this issue, and here's what happens. The buyer's agent or the buyer says, I don't think my offer was presented to the seller. So, and the reason they say that is because the agent did not return an offer back with an acknowledgement on page 10 that it was presented and rejected. So take a look at page 10. Everything is there that you need. When you deliver that to them, it pretty much ends the process of them filing a complaint or considering that you did something underhanded. But if you don't, here's what could happen to you. They call the Bureau of Real Estate. This property, it got sold, I wrote an offer, I have no idea that the offer was rejected. In fact, my offer was higher than the offer that was accepted. Now, what would happen if your client accepted an offer and then another offer came in that was, maybe they accepted 2 offers, they're both at, let's say, $500,000. And the appraiser comes by, you're in escrow with offer number 1, and it appraises at $475. The price is reduced, it closes, it goes on the MLS, showing a sale history of $475,000, and the other agent says, hey, I wrote an offer for $500,000. It was clean, we weren't asking for anything. We're going to pay for all the reports, inspections, no closing cost credits, nothing. And this other offer got accepted at $475, closed at $475. I don't have proof that my offer was accepted. My client somehow found out, and they may call you, they may not. They may just file a complaint with the BRE. When the BRE complaint happens, let me tell you, it's a lot of work, and you've got to collect everything, document everything. The whole file is needed. It becomes a big headache. So here's what we've done. We've put a hard stop in the process. If you're the listing agent, when you get ready to assign a transaction in SkySlope to the listing, there's a folder that is required, and it says rejected offers with initials on page 10. That's the name of the folder. That folder is a must upload folder. The only way you can have that folder cleared is to have the rejected offers put in that folder, or you must write notes saying there are no rejected offers for this file or for this property. When you write that note, you then immediately have to send an email to your broker, because the way SkySlope works is there is no trigger that sends us a message when you write a note in the comments section. So it's really easy. Right when you get your accepted offer, if there are no other offers, take a moment, write a note in there and say, there are no rejected offers, please clear the file. You send it over to the broker and he'll clear it, and away you go. If you do have rejected offers, we need them all in there. So I think I'll just wrap it up there and tell you I'm hoping that you're all getting a lot of listings, and wish you the best on that, and pass it back to you, Omar.
Thank you, Jeff. It's almost like an IRS audit. Nobody wants to be audited by the IRS, so why not file the proper paperwork up front? It's imperative, and I know we've been getting a lot of questions here in Los Angeles about the rejected offers, so I'm glad you brought that up, and I'm almost positive it will come up if we do not have the paperwork in hand up front in the case somebody does file a complaint. That's all we have for today. I think we've done an excellent job of providing multitude of different information, specifically from rehab loans, which is extremely important in today's market. There's tons of buyers out there and that are looking for these types of properties, investors that may not have the cash flow right up front, that want to do these types of projects, to following up with past clients, and then of course compliance with making sure you're uploading the proper documentation in SkySlope. So if there are any questions, please feel free to reach out to your broker or any of the brokers on our panel here today, and I'm sure we can get you some answers for any questions you may have down the line. Otherwise, thank you for attending, and have a tremendous day, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.